You can write about Khap Panchayats also. So these are all the issues that you need to write about it. We need to give about what is your thinking about it, and you need to give substantial answers about examples and observations that you have about this. So this is about comment. So next is consider. So consider, like it is quite a simple word, and usually this word you will find in ethics paper, that is GS paper 4. So here, as I said, identify the similar and differences between two or more phenomena. So this is consider. Indicate two attributes you consider important for public service. So this was one question that was asked. Justify your answer. Indicate two attributes. There are various attributes, don't sit on like writing about each and everything. There's just told you here about indicate two attributes. So you can write about many attributes: honesty, sympathy, empathy. You can write about this. What makes you think that these are important for your public service? Why do you think it is important for public service? You need to write about, you can justify your answers by quoting some important personalities or what they have said. Like example, Gandhiji about honesty, say Vivekananda. So especially in ethics, these things would help a lot in answering such questions. Okay, this is about the word consider. So next, coming to the most important keyword, that is critically evaluate. So what we need to do here is estimate the value of looking at both the positives and the negative attributes, conclusion and supporting reasons for it to be important. So here example is, central government frequently complains on the poor performance of state government in eradicating suffering of vulnerable sections of society. Restructuring of center sector schemes across the sectors for ameliorating the cause of vulnerable section aims at providing flexibility to the states in better implementation. So critically evaluate. So this is the question. So what we need to write here is, so most of the students, how will they approach is, they will start writing about the various center sector schemes that are available right now, about the vulnerable sections and all. This is not what has been asked here. So the question directly asks you, central government frequently complains poor performance. So what we are supposed to write is, why is this performance poor? Is it because of the lack of will? Is it because they do not get enough support from the central government? Is it because, be it from funds or be it the public servants? Why is it? What are the various reasons? You can also come about corruption. Various other reasons are there. So the poor performance of state government in eradicating suffering of vulnerable sections. Now restructuring of center sector schemes across the sectors. So what we need to do here is, we need to write that in the initial years, all programs were top to bottom. This is one of the major reasons why there was lack of improvement. So what needs to be done here is, restructuring is, rather than top down, top to bottom, we need to go from bottom to top. So these questions, that is critically evaluate, we need to estimate the values of looking at both the positives and the negatives, conclusion and supporting reasons for it to be important. So we need to give the reasons why this has happened, and also in conclusion, make sure that you always give a good and positive conclusion. We should never criticize a government whenever we are writing our answers. Okay, this is one important point that we need to keep in mind. So after this, coming to the 6th, so they're basically 12 or 13. So we will be just brushing about each and every keyword. Okay, so next is define. What do you mean by define? So it is just that You should know, you should understand what the term is. So definition of any term in UPSC does not mean that you should give the exact definition that is given in your textbook. A simple definition that is understandable and that is, of course, that is meant like it is proper, then that is suffice for UPSC. So here so these are pretty, straightforward questions. There's no need for analyzing here. Define the term values and define the term ethics. In what way is it important to be ethical along with being professionally competent? So what we are supposed to write here is we need to define these two terms. We need to write about values versus ethics. Here, this question asks you, who will you give preference, value or ethics? Or do you think that both of them should be maintained in order? If you give more importance to your value, what happens? Scam. So if you give more importance to ethics, what will happen? So in this way, we need to give, that is, values and ethics. Both should be defined, both should be elaborated here, and how both of them are interlinked and which should be given preference, or what do you think? Like, should values be given preference over ethics or the other way around? So this is about define, a very straightforward term. Next is describe. So this is nothing but detailed explanation on certain aspects. So the question example is, why is nanotechnology one of the key technology of the 21st century? Describe the salient features of Indian government's mission on nanoscience and technology and the scope of its application in the development of country. So first, how will you approach here is, we should give why is nanotechnology one of the key technology. We should write about importance of nanotechnology here. Importance of nanotechnology here. Second is, this is a very straightforward, sub question, you can say. Describe the salient features. Salient features of this mission, that is Indian government's mission on nanoscience and technology, and the scope of its application. Where all do you think that this nanotechnology will be important to India towards the development of India? So this is about describe. So discuss, describe, define, these are all very quite easy terms. Next is again discuss. So here we need to talk in detail. Discuss India's achievement in the field of space science and technology. How the application of technology has helped India in its socio-economic development. So what we need to do here is, first is India's achievements. You can write about space science and technology, of course. Okay. So various achievements that has been done by India, some of the important personalities associated with space science and technology who are from India, their application, be it in agriculture, be it in defense, be it in medicine, everything. We need to write about this. Next is justify. So justification, presenting a valid argument about a specific theory, about why a specific theory should be accepted. So here question is, justify the need for FDI for the development of India's economy, need for foreign direct investment. Why there is a gap between MOU signed and actually FDIs? Gap between MOU signed and actually FDI. Suggest the remedial steps taken for increasing the FDIs in India. So here we need not give our opinion. The opinion is already given here. It is said here directly that there is a gap between MOU signed and the actual FDIs. That is, the number of FDIs India is getting is still less. This is what the question says. The need, why is, so we need to start first with need for FDIs. Why do we need in FDIs? For India's development. Second is there is a gap. So they are telling you that we have a gap and the FDIs are less. Why is it so? The reasons, as we said, one of the reason can be corruption. Okay. And also suggest remedial steps to be taken for increasing the actual FDIs. So this is pretty straightforward. Okay. So the next question here is examine. Examine is again, look into close details. Establish the key facts and why they are important. Here, what are smart cities? Pretty simple and pretty straightforward question. If we have a definition for smart cities, you can write it there. Else, if we do not know the definition, you can just describe also. Just don't skip or don't write anything like which is not related. Write the definition for smart cities or how will you describe them. Okay, examine their relevance. Why do you think smart cities are important for urban development in India? Don't you think there will be increased employment? There will be economy will also be booming because of smart cities. So this is about examine. That is, we need to go into a bit detail. Next is explain. Explain in a sense similar to examine, but here we need to give some reasons. So question here is, despite implementation of various programs for eradication of poverty by the government, poverty still exists. Explain with reasons. So here the question says that poverty is there. Okay. Implementation, various programs are also there. No need to write about what all programs, which government had bought in which year. No, or various, committees that were made by the various government for eradication of poverty. No. So implementation is there. Implementation of the programs for poverty is there, but poverty has not gone away. So this is what the question says. Explain with reasons. Okay. Explain with reasons. So implementation, as we said, top to bottom, there is lack of decentralization. There is lack of still extension of e-governance because citizens do not know the importance of e-governance. Citizen charters, they do not know about it. RTS, they don't know about it. Okay, because hence various programs are there, but the people themselves don't know about which programs exist. So this is reasons. So some of the reasons for not for poverty eradications to be still at far. Next is elaborate. Here we need to give about a detail on a topic. Okay, so the question here is, how has the emphasis on certain crops brought about changes in cropping patterns in recent past? So what here they are telling is, emphasis is there on certain crops, which has led to changing in cropping pattern. Now, right, next is they have written is, elaborate on emphasis on millets production and consumption. What we need to write here, emphasis on certain crops. You know that people usually tend to go for those crops which give them more revenue, especially crops such as sugarcane are preferred now. Why so? Because they give more returns compared to the others, especially compared to millets. Minimum support price has been introduced, hence rice, wheat, these are given preference because farmers know that no matter what the condition is of the economy, they will be getting this price at least. That's the reason, rather than millets, these sugarcane, rice, wheat, these crops are given preference. Emphasis on millet production. Why do you think millet production should be given emphasis? Why? And consumption, that is the nutritional value. You can write about this. Okay. So this is about elaborate. So last is the elucidate. So here, what they have said is make the underlying topic more clear and easy to understand. So the question here is border management is a complex task due to the difficult terrains and hostile relations with some countries. Complex task due to the difficult terrains and hostile relations with some countries. Elucidate the challenges and the strategies for effective border management. So though the countries' names have not been given here, we know which countries the question is talking about. It is talking about China. It is talking about Pakistan. Okay. So challenges, be that Doklam issue. Okay. Strategies. So you need to write down what are the challenges about with this and the strategies that are necessary for the effective border management. So this is all about the keywords. If you have any doubts, you can please ask your questions. So Akshay, Priya, so any questions from you guys? Okay. So we will also be starting a small program about answer writing. So if you have joined the Telegram channel, you will get to know the updates regarding the same. So mains happens to be the most important part, which will make or break your career for in UPSC. So these are some keywords, how you need to approach these questions, how you need to answer, such that you fetch maximum marks that can. Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, like, do we have any number where the students can reach out? Like,
yes, ma'am. 97. You can write down on the, this one, ma'am. For any official communications, they can reach us on 97411.
Okay.
72121, ma'am.
Okay. So students, you can just write down this number. Any doubts and any questions, be it from for the mains or be it for your preliminary preparation also, you can always message here and I will try my best to reply.
Ma'am, actually one student had sent something.
Okay.
That is regarding how to start with this. Like he is a fresher actually.
Okay.
So should he wait till he finishes his syllabus or should he start from now? And how to go with it is the query he has sent, ma'am.
So mains, so I did not actually get the question. So for mains, no?
Yes, ma'am. For mains only.
So
I mean, his classes have started some 3 months back.
Okay.
So he's still a fresher. Should he wait till he finishes his syllabus or
for giving?
Yes, ma'am.
So I would suggest that he should wait till he complete the whole syllabus, because we have limited attempts and each attempt is very precious. I know people who were about to click, but because of the lack of attempts, they could not. They have attempted till interview and still they failed because they were they finished all the attempts. So rather than rushing into attempting, you can join some test series if you want to know where you stand. But please don't waste your attempts. Like, you need to first finish the syllabus, be thorough with what you have read, and only after that you need to attempt your examination.
Okay, ma'am. So if there is any question from Priya, Akshay, Tukaram, there is PS. Whenever actually we are doing the mains answer writing session also, ma'am. There are some 64 students. Usually aspirants get that fear of asking question. Probably
Yes.
I have seen this scenario in South India majorly, because when I was in Delhi, usually North Indians used to be more active in the classroom and ask any question, whatever it is. But in South India, probably now ಸಣ್ಣವರಿದ್ದಂಗಿಂದಲೂ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಿ you should not ask question in front of elders, or you should not ask question, because classroom allu school allu hange ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. Probably that is the thing which has suppressed our question asking abilities.
So the thing is, I'll give my own personal experience. I was one of them as well. Never have ever asked questions, but later on, we used to get some mentors. So one mentor we had, like when we were giving an examination. So he was the one who used to always ask, "Hey, what questions do you all have? What questions do you all have?" If the person thinks that he can't ask questions in front of ಇಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಕೇಳೋದು ಅಂತ ಆ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ you can directly message.
Yes.
Like, or you can like see this number we have given here. They can directly contact here and they can get their doubts cleared as well.
Okay. No, but still that shyness has to come out, because
yes,
the last stage of the examination is again an interview where you have to speak with most senior people.
Yes.
And if we start judging ourselves in every small things, then probably even if we know, we will not be able to come out, ma'am.
Yes, and ultimately we are going to become the civil servants. We are going to be the face of the government.
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to get away from shyness.
That is true, ma'am. Actually, so PS has messaged. You can just answer that, ma'am.
This time I am writing preliminary examination, how to manage in short term. So PS, when have you started preparing? Have you finished at least one reading? So I need to know these. Can you please
unmute 1 minute?
See, like maybe the shyness factor again came back. So see, like the preliminary examination is definitely round the corner. Now do not go for any extra reading now. So whatever you have read, try to revise it more and more often. Don't just don't stop reading your current affairs, the newspapers. Just finish that. So this is how we can manage.
So probably the question might be, like, we are in last phase of the examination. Question might be this one, ma'am. We are in last phase of examination, that is on May 28th.
Okay.
From now, what should I do? Whatever I have done till now, I have gained something, but still that anxiety and that incomplete factor is still there. So what should be my strategy for next 30 days, whatever I have, ma'am?
See, PS, whatever you have read now, no, please revise those only things. Don't go for any new things now. So he is telling here, or he or she, that is first time I'm writing the examination. Okay. First, when you see in the examination hall, when you go in the examination hall, make sure that you take all those questions that you know you are sure short of. After that, you can go for those which you know you are around 100, you are around 70% sure that you that this answer is correct. Then you can go for that, but please make sure that they are just up to around 5 to 6, not more than that. So now, since the time is less, please revise whatever you have read. Stick to your basics, that is your NCERT books plus your current affairs. revise the same. No matter how many times you revise, please don't stop revising. So any other doubts?
No, I think, ma'am.
Okay, students, if you have any doubts, you can please message to this number, okay?
Yes, ma'am. On that lines, we will connect to Tejaswini, ma'am, based on our availability. And every day, mains answer writing program, both in English and Kannada, is being done, and which link will be shared to all of you since you have registered over this Zoom meeting. That link of daily mains answer writing program will be shared to you, which is a free initiative wherein you will get 2 questions every day, morning 10 o'clock. And by evening 6 o'clock, you will get synopsis also for the questions which you will be writing. So please do join there. And the people who are writing this time prelims, as madam said, don't do anything new. Just follow what you have done till now and be confident, because there is nothing like A to Z which you should do, and you will definitely clear. Whatever knowledge you have got in last 1 year, you are capable enough to write this examination, and you will definitely do well. And just have that confidence and keep moving. Oh, Priya ma'am. Ma'am, can I write an answer in Kannada by using English words in the paper?
Sir, I do not have much idea about this actually, regional language.
Yeah, ma'am. ಈಗ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಈಗ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ನೀವು ಬರಿತಾ ಇರುವಂತ ಉತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಷ್ಟು ಕನ್ನಡ ಪದಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಪದಗಳಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರದೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಈಗ ಸಾವರ್ನಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಪದಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ವೆರಿ ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪದಗಳನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದು ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪದನ ಬರೆಯುವಂತದ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ವೆರಿ ರೇರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕೀವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗಿದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮೆನಿ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಆ ವಿಷಯನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ರೇರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರೇರ್ ಕೇಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗಂತ ಹೇಳಿ 150 ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು 50 ಪದಗಳು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅನ್ಸ್ಕೊಳಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ 1 ಅಥವಾ 2 ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಒಂದ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನೀವು ಆ ಪದ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ವಿಸ್ತರಣೆ ಬರೆದು ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಪದದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಆ ಪದ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಅರ್ಥನ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೂ ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ನೀವು ಪಾಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಬರೆಯುವಂತ ಉತ್ತರ ಬೇರೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗಿಂತಲೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಐತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬರಿಬಹುದು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪದಗಳು ಬಳಸೋ ಬದ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಕನ್ನಡ ಸಮಾನವಾದ ಪದ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಆ ಪದದ ಅರ್ಥ ಬರ್ದು ಬಿಡಿ. ರಾದರ್ ದನ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ರೈಟ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ದು ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀಮಿತ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಅಂಡ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ನೀವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಿತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ದಿನಾ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನೀವು ದಿನಾ ಓದೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿಷಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದಂತೆ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ಲೇಬಾರದು ಕಿ ನನಗೆ ಆ ಪದದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪದ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದೇ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಹಂಗ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಂಗ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದು. ಆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪುಟ್ಟ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಓವರ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪದಗಳು ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತವೆ ಅಥವಾ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತಲೆಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೀಕ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಹಂಗಂತೇಳಿ ಮೇನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗಿರೋ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೂ ಮುಂದೆ ಬೆಳೆದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದ್ ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೂ ಏನು ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಬಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಈ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟರಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
Also, if you start practicing, no, like year-long test series as another daily to like as sir said, namde initiative there, you can start writing there itself. So ultimately, you will get hold of these difficult words also. So we are trying to rectify you.
Yes, yes.
Usually
ನಾವು exposed iralla to Kannada words. So many times we don't get it suddenly, but still ಈ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ ನನಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, ದೇರ್ ವರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಚಾಲೆಂಜಸ್. ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಸರಿ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಆನ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಬೇಸಿಸ್, ದಟ್ ಬಿಕೇಮ್ ಮೈ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಐ ಫೈಂಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ you much empowered with respect to things, is what I feel.
Yes.
Okay na ma'am? Akshay sir ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಪ್ರಿಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ಗೆ. Akshay is enjoying silence, but still I thank you ma'am, Tejaswini ma'am, for taking out your time and giving your valuable inputs with respect to mains answer writing and your inputs and guidance with respect to prelims. Hopefully by next week we will have one empowered session or decode prelims session with Chetan sir, that I will confirm with Chetan sir once and we will update it, because many students will be having questions with respect to prelims. We will try to come out with unique value addition program for prelims that I will confirm to aspirants. And for today's session, this was very valuable and value added for our further journey of preparation. And thank you Tejaswini ma'am for giving your efforts on behalf of all the aspirants here and on behalf of Deekshaa Academy. We are hoping we'll do much more programs which will add to the preparation of the aspirants. Thank you ma'am. Thank you all the aspirants. We'll meet again. Thank you ma'am.
Thank you sir.